All right, boys. By this time, everybody's teams have been cut down, the keepers have been selected, and everybody's got an idea of how much money is out there and how much money you have to spend or don't have to spend. Maybe you kept a lot of salary and don't have a whole lot to spend at the auction. I think in general, though, there's going to be a lot of money available to be spent next Sunday. Can you believe we are a week away? Next Sunday is the auction. What a great day that is for all of us. We all get excited about that. I love the auction. Begins at 1 o'clock, but we'll have a pre-auction video coming. Who knows? Maybe Brian and I will do one together. Seems to be tradition. Anyhow, as we get into this week of preparation and planning and strategizing, thought we might go over some scoring rules. By now, you clearly should have clicked on the league details and looked over the new scoring rules. Some of you might wonder, why on earth did we have to change the scoring system? And I'll give you a little bit of background about that. Just real quickly, there was just a general overall consensus that the scoring system was not real balanced, that it was really heavy leaning toward the pitcher's side of things. And for several years, there's been a little bit of a request to try to adjust the scoring system so things would be more even between hitting and pitching. So what I did is I did some research online. I did not create the scoring system myself. I did quite a bit of research online and came up with a scoring system that seemed to be most realistic, and that's the one we're going to try this year. Now, some of you might be looking at CBS's projections. You know, those of you that like to take on Bob's role, roll out your spreadsheets and plug in the numbers, and see that the projections for the hitters seem to be way higher than the pitchers. And conclude that this might be now a hitting league instead of a pitching league. Well, to be real honest, I'm not quite sure how that'll turn out. I will say this. I stumbled across an article the other day that talked about different websites and their projections. And I'll be honest, I'm just got to be honest, CBS Sportsline projections was rated pretty low. Not too accurate. Maybe down around 13, 14, 15th as most accurate of the projection systems out there. So I would not base your strategy next Sunday solely on CBS Sportsline's projections that you see on your roster page. So it'll be interesting to see. Clearly, I'd be open to making adjustments if we find out this doesn't work real well, but we're going to give it a try this year. So, with no further ado, I told you we would make a video on the scoring rules and the scoring changes. So we might as well start with hitting. I'll be real honest, not anything major here. I got a card. Nothing major here in hitting. Caught stealing, only down to a -1, so a little less penalty for getting caught stealing. But then again, stolen bases are only worth 1 point. So it'll be interesting to see if speed and your stolen bases really factor in on your offense. I think a big thing here is the strikeouts from a batter. Your batter striking out is only a -0.25. So that may increase the value of some of those hitters that strike out a lot because they're not being penalized as much. So only a -0.25 for strikeouts. And then I have no idea how this will work. You do get a -1 point for errors. Pretty tough to even find a place that you can plug in errors if you're trying to forecast how a player will do. So that'll be interesting to see if there's any real significant impact of errors that your players make. Now, here comes the pitching side. The pitching's got some interesting things. First of all, walks. Not too bad, negative 0.25, so you're not dinged real bad for walks. Earned runs, a negative 0.5. That is a new category. So not just a run, it's got to be an earned run. So negative a half a point for earned runs. Giving up a hit, also only a negative 0.25. So the pitching doesn't seem to be penalized too much this year. Holds, if you're looking at those generic pitcher spots where you could put in some middle relievers, holds are worth 2. Probably the biggest change, though, that will bring the pitching points down is that an inning pitched is only worth a half a point, 0.5. So instead of giving 3 points or a full point for every inning pitch, it's only a half a point. So that will bring the pitcher's points down some. A loss, though, interestingly enough, is only negative 1. You're not dinged a whole lot for a loss. Now, big scoring points. Quality starts, 4 points for that. 4 points for a quality start. Saves, worth 5 points every save. Is that going to make closers more valuable? We'll see. Some of you don't like to spend money on closers, don't want to fork out the cash for a closer. Well, we'll see if you're smart in doing that, or maybe your thoughts have changed. And wins this year are 4 points also. So those are the notable things on the pitching side that seem to have changed a little bit. So guys, you can rewatch this video. I would suggest you go back into the league details, look over the scoring rules, and it's time to start to make a plan. We are 6 days and counting until the auction starts and the first player is sold. So get your plan together, look over the details, make sure you're ready to go, and we will talk to you more later this week. It's going to be a great season, and it won't be long now. Talk to you later.